Hi guys, welcome back to Nat 5 and 5. We're going to do volume today. I'm going to be working backwards. Right, so for this volume of the cone and for the volume of the sphere, it's a little bit different. We are being given the volume and we are being asked to work out the radius. Okay, so you're going to start off with the volume of the cone, which you were given in the exam. So the volume of the cone equals a third multiplied by pi multiplied by r squared multiplied by height. So you're going to plug in everything you know. So you know the volume is this here. 1237. So under the V for volume, I'm going to write 1237 equals a third multiplied by pi multiplied by r, which is the radius, which you don't know. Not being given this radius here, so I'm going to leave it as r squared multiplied by the height, which is 21. Okay, now your objective here is to find out what r is. Now, as you can see at the moment, r squared here has been multiplied by what? R squared has been multiplied by a 21, it's been multiplied by a pi, and it's been multiplied by a third. So in order to undo multiply, you are going to divide. That third, that pi, and that 21 is all going to go to the other side and divide. And you can divide that as a whole. So I'm just going to almost write it in a bracket. And then all multiplying together are going to be divided on the other side. You can simplify this, but I'm just going to do it this way, thinking that we have got a calculator. So I'm going to divide all that on the other side. So you're going to get your 1237 divided by your third times pi times 21. It's all divided by that there, and that equals your r squared. Now, how do you get rid of the squared? How do you undo squaring something? You're going to square root each side. So on the left hand side, it becomes the square root of 1237 all over a third times pi times 21 equals r. And then you can just use your calculator and type that in. And I have done that for you. So it is r is equal to 7.4999, and just check accuracy, and up here give your answer to one decimal place. We have to give it to one decimal place, so this one, and this 9 is your decider. That 9 rounds the 4 up, so your radius is 7.5 centimeters. Okay, like I said before, this on the bottom here you're dividing can be simplified, but when you're using a calculator and when you've got your kind of fraction button in the calculator, I think it's easier just to do it that way. Okay, the next one, I'm going to move all this over a wee bit, give me a bit more space. Okay, so the next one, the volume of the sphere. So I'll just change the colour of my pen. Green. Okay, so you've been told the volume of the sphere. Again, you've been told this in the exam, 4/3 pi r cubed. You've been told the volume, so we put that under your V. So 50,965 equals 4/3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r cubed. And you have been asked to work out the radius. So again, you want this r cubed all by itself. The r cubed is being multiplied by all of this. So if I to undo multiply by all of that, which is 4/3 times pi, I'm going to divide on the other side. So I'm going to put a wee working line down here. I'm going to write divide by 4/3 pi. You put multiply in the middle if you want, but you don't have to. So you've got your 50,965 divided by your 4/3 pi equals your r cubed. And then in order to get r all by yourself, remember that's your objective, you are going to cube root each side. So everything on the left hand side is going to be cube rooted. The cube root of 50,965 all divided by 4/3 pi is equal to your radius. And you're just going to type all of that into your calculator to find out what your radius is. And your radius should be 22.999 answer to begin with. Go up to the top and just double check, and yes again, yep. Here give your answer to 1 decimal place. So 1 decimal place, this is your decider. This rounds this up, but it can't go any further. So almost have to round this one up. So your radius becomes 23.0 centimeters. Okay, let's go for another one. Okay, so what does this one say? We change to red. The cone below have the same volume. Now this is quite a exam type question. It has the same volume. Calculate the height of the smaller cone. Give your answer to one significant figure. So again, you know how to work out the volume. You're given it in the exam. Here's the formula here. The first cone, you know all the dimensions for, so you're going to basically work that volume out. So volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. You're going to substitute everything in. Volume equals 1/3 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius of 5 squared multiplied by the height. So 5 squared is, that's the radius, sorry, and that's the height of 18. Okay, so substitute all of that in. And you get an answer of, sorry, I had this written down and now I can't find my answer. Sorry, I'll just type it in again. Bear with me. Sorry, let's put unprepared there. 5 squared times 18. Okay. So again, your answer is given in terms of 150 pi. If you don't like that, you can, like I said in the last video, you can press SD and get your decimal answer, but I prefer when I'm going to use that answer in another calculation to leave it as accurate as I possibly can. So that there is the volume of both of them. So you're now going to work out the height of the smaller cone. So there's a smaller cone here, and you want to work out the height. You know it has the same volume as this one here, so you know the volume is 150 pi. So we use the same formula again. V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 multiplied by pi multiplied by 8 squared multiplied by h, which we don't know, and you know the volume is 150 pi. Okay, so you want h all by itself. H has been multiplied by all of this here. So you know the score now. To undo multiply by all of that, you're going to divide by all of that. So you're going to divide by 1/3 times pi times 8 squared. So your 150 pi has been divided by all of that now. And that will give you your height. And if I type that into the calculator, I get an answer of 7.03. And it tells me up here, give your answer to one significant figure. So one significant figure, this is my significant one, the most important one. This is my decider, it doesn't do anything to it. So my height is 7 centimeters. Final answer. You have one now very, very similar to that one I have just done. If you're stuck with this in any way, just go back and watch the previous slide again. I have gave you the answer here. So please make sure you do it first and then check you get an answer of 6 centimeters. Thank you very much for watching.